Wong Lin's yin and yang domain manifested as a black and white diagram in the sky, gathering the ideals of all living beings on the planet into a heaven-defying force before rushing into the heavens. The sky itself seemed to retreat before the power of the spell. And when everything settled, Wong Lin perceived the heavens as becoming much quieter. Far away at the Thunder Celestial Temple, Chang Shui awakened from cultivation and sensed the disturbance. Remembering his master's words that anyone capable of learning one of Bai Fan's spells could be regarded as Bai Fan's disciple, he realized Wong Lin had obtained the Call the Wind spell by chance. Filled with melancholy, Chang Shui vowed once more to uncover the truth behind the collapse of the celestial realm, understand why he had once gone mad, and avenge his master. Back on planet Qingling, Wong Lin realized that his enlightenment had brought him half a step into the Nirvana Scryer stage. With only a single thought, he could become a true second-step cultivator. Reaching such a level after only slightly more than 1,000 years of cultivation was astonishing, especially for someone of ordinary talent who had relied entirely on perseverance, conviction, and his own ideals. Wong Lin calmly restrained his cultivation because he knew that the moment he truly broke through, divine retribution would descend. Having repeatedly defied the heavens since reaching the ascendant stage, every increase in his cultivation attracted increasingly terrifying and mysterious heavenly punishment. Remembering the strange events surrounding his previous karma tribulation, he resolved to prepare carefully. Looking at the unconscious Yao Bingyun, Wong Lin pressed a finger between her eyebrows. He understood that devouring another person's domain was a fundamentally wrong path. Before his enlightenment, that temptation had almost destroyed his Tao. The correct method was not to steal another's Tao but to borrow it in order to comprehend it. Using another's Tao to confirm karma and complete one's own understanding. As he entered a mysterious state, his domain merged with Yao Bingyun's, while the yin and yang diagram descended into both of them and the heaven-defying beads slowly absorbed the yin and yang energies. Inside Yao Bingyun's memories, Wong Lin heard the sorrowful voice of an older sister desperately calling for her younger sister, promising to save her one day and urging her to endure until that day arrived. The overwhelming grief filled the void before scenes from the past gradually appeared. He witnessed a frail young girl calling for her older sister in fear. The older sister comforted her, promising that once she became strong enough she would rescue her no matter how long it took. However, mysterious old hands emerged from the void and dragged the younger sister away despite her desperate cries for help. The older sister's grief became so overwhelming that it seemed capable of shattering the world itself. The memories shifted to an earlier, happier time when the two sisters played together as children. The younger sister, pale but cheerful, chased after her older sister while they laughed together. They spoke about their mother, whom they both missed, before a handsome middle-aged man descended from the sky upon crimson clouds. The girls happily called him Uncle Yun and asked if he was taking them to see their mother. Though burdened by sorrow, he promised that he would. This man, Yao Yan, secretly attempted to take both girls away from the blood planet, declaring that even if he had to suffer punishment, he would rescue the innocent children. Before he could escape, an enormous demonic hand appeared and destroyed the crimson cloud beneath him. An ancient ancestor of the Yao family ordered him to return, declaring that the girls could never escape because from the moment of their birth they had been destined to become the souls of the family's magical treasure. Yao Yan angrily questioned why such innocent members of the Yao family had to suffer such a fate. But the ancestor coldly insisted that their destiny could not be changed. Yao Yan was forcibly expelled from the void, severely injured, and helplessly watched as the terrified girls were taken into the ancestral hall as though they were being devoured. Observing everything through Yao Bingyun's Tao, Wong Lin understood that these memories formed the root of her Tao. Yao Yan lamented that the magical treasure had become more important than the lives of the children. Bingyun and Mengyun had never known a father, while even their mother had merely been used as a tool to give birth to compatible souls for the treasure. Yao Yan revealed that their mother had actually been his gifted elder sister, making the two girls his nieces. He bitterly concluded that the Yao family ancestor had long since become possessed by a demon and that the noble Yao family of the past no longer existed. Only then did he fully understand why his own elder brother had abandoned the family long ago. Wong Lin calmly observed everything without joy or sorrow, allowing his heart to remain unmoved. Inside the Yao family ancestral hall, two terrified sisters clung to each other. The younger sister trembled in fear and begged her elder sister for protection, while Yao Bingyun sensed that a fate worse than death awaited them. Before them sat an ancient man dressed in a blood-red robe with red hair, eyebrows, and eyes. He declared that, for the everlasting glory of the Yao family, the two sisters would become the treasure soul of the family's sacred lamp. He opened a 3-foot crack in space and summoned an ancient oil lamp with a blue flame that emitted extreme cold instead of heat. He explained that the lamp had existed since the creation of the celestial realm and symbolized life. But 500 years earlier it had begun to weaken because its treasure soul was fading. After spending 300 years extracting part of the treasure soul and implanting it into the most talented woman of the Yao clan, then nurturing it for 200 years, she gave birth to the two sisters. Their entire existence had been destined to restore the treasure soul. The lamp's flame intensified and transformed into a gigantic horned ancient demon made entirely of fire. Wong Lin was shocked to recognize it as an ancient demon. The demon charged toward the sisters, causing the younger sister to cry desperately for her elder sister. Overwhelmed by terror, Yao Bingyun instinctively stepped backward, leaving her younger sister in front of her. The demon devoured the younger sister while her desperate cries echoed through the ancestral hall. Inside the lamp's flame, the younger sister's struggling figure became visible. Realizing what she had done, Yao Bingyun collapsed in overwhelming regret before rushing toward the demon and begging it to devour her instead. The old ancestor discovered that only one treasure soul was necessary and decided to spare Yao Bingyun's life while imprisoning the younger sister within the lamp. Yao Bingyun became consumed with guilt, blaming herself for retreating and breaking the promise she had made to their mother to protect her sister. She knelt before the ancestor, repeatedly kowtowed until blood flowed from her forehead, and begged to exchange her own life as the treasure soul in return for her sister's freedom. Her heartbreaking pleas moved even Wong Lin into silence. Outside the ancestral hall, Yao Yan heard her cries, attempted to force his way inside, but was repelled by the ancestor's power and declared that the Yao family was doomed. Although the ancestor was briefly shaken by Yao Bingyun's sincerity, he suppressed his hesitation, declared that Yao Bingyun's fate could not be changed, sealed the lamp back inside the crack, and closed it forever. As the crack disappeared, Yao Bingyun cried out to her sister, promising that she would save her one day, take her to buy candy, and reunite with their mother. Her anguished cry nearly caused Wong Lin's own Tao to collapse. The entire vision then shattered, leaving only Yao Bingyun sitting alone with endless regret and icy determination. She swore that anyone capable of saving her younger sister would have her eternal loyalty, and that she was willing to abandon all conscience if necessary. Without regret, Wong Lin realized that by experiencing Yao Bingyun's Tao, he had confirmed his own Tao while completely understanding hers. He silently answered that he could save her. Yao Bingyun seemed to hear the voice before the vision faded away. Another scene appeared beneath an iceberg where the now-grown Yao Bingyun sat alone in sorrow. She vowed never to forget her sister even if she lost all emotion, and then began cultivating the Yao family's forbidden celestial spell. The Soul Seal Tactic, a cultivation method that severed every emotion and transformed its practitioner into an utterly cold and ruthless person. Wong Lin sighed, realizing that she was using a heart filled with love to cultivate a ruthless Tao. He understood that her true Tao heart was not the Yao family's pursuit of glory but her younger sister. While her domain had become ruthlessness only as a means to save her sister. Although he could destroy her Tao heart, he chose not to and disappeared. Back on Hangyun Peak, Wong Lin opened his eyes and acknowledged that although Yao Bingyun had once pursued him, she had also unknowingly helped him achieve his breakthrough, completing the karma between them. He removed every seal restraining her and allowed her to awaken. After regaining consciousness, Yao Bingyun looked at Wong Lin with complicated emotions and asked whether he believed in reincarnation. She revealed that, during the events inside the ancestral hall, she had heard a voice saying, "I can," and asked Wong Lin if that voice had been his. Wong Lin remained calm on Hangyun Peak. Having completely understood Yao Bingyun's Tao heart, he realized that her younger sister was both the center of her Tao heart and its only weakness. When Yao Bingyun sought his help, he calmly replied that with his current strength he could not help her. Filled with despair, Yao Bingyun believed she had misunderstood him and departed with tears in her eyes. While Wong Lin never looked up and remained immersed in comprehending his karma Tao. Inside his body, The black and white yin and yang fishes slowly revolved before manifesting behind him as tangible forms. Their constant rotation generated a powerful suction force that absorbed everything around him, converting it into origin energy. Most of the origin energy entered Wong Lin's body while a portion was absorbed by the heaven-defying bead. The bead itself also transformed, displaying a rotating yin and yang diagram within Wong Lin's origin soul. Wong Lin realized that his karma domain had reached small completion and become corporeal, marking his true advancement into the second cultivation step as a nirvana scryer cultivator. Whenever he wished, he could summon divine retribution, and after surviving it, he would officially enter the early stage of nirvana scryer. Reflecting on cultivation, he understood that the second step consisted of nirvana scryer, nirvana cleanser, and nirvana shatterer, all centered upon the concept of nirvana. Based on his limited understanding of the third step, he concluded that only by fully comprehending nirvana and mastering its laws could one reach the third step. He also questioned whether the Tao truly ended after only 3 steps. Since both the heavens and Tao were boundless, when he opened his eyes, his left eye embodied yang and his right eye embodied yin, resembling the sun and moon. The yin and yang fishes accelerated their rotation until Hangyun Peak became the center of all spiritual energy on planet Qingling. The entire planet's spiritual energy fluctuated violently as though manipulated by invisible hands, creating a massive spiritual storm that every cultivator on the planet could clearly sense despite its invisibility. Endless spiritual energy gathered toward Hangyun Peak until Wong Lin took a deep breath, causing the yin and yang fishes to stop rotating. He realized that his origin energy was transforming but also understood that continuing the process on planet Qingling would cause the planet to collapse. As he prepared to leave, he suddenly noticed an elderly mortal named Xie slowly making his way toward Hangyun Peak on foot. Wong Lin observed him briefly before sitting down again to wait. Half a month passed while Wong Lin remained motionless. During that time, Xie continued his difficult journey with his mortal body. Each time exhaustion threatened to stop him, a warm energy mysteriously flowed through his body, restoring his strength and allowing him to continue. After half a month, he finally reached the foot of Hangyun Peak and climbed it step by step. Even after his knees broke and bled, he never stopped because of his unwavering belief. Throughout the climb, he reflected upon his life, recalling that he had believed himself enlightened in worldly affairs and devoted to educating humanity, only to realize in old age that he had misunderstood everything. He concluded that humans were fish, the heavens were water, Tao was the net, and the Creator was the one casting that net. Upon reaching the summit, he saw Wong Lin cultivating with eyes that seemed to contain the entire universe. The sight overwhelmed him, making him feel as though thunder had struck his soul. He briefly saw a black and white yin and yang image before instinctively kneeling and begging Wong Lin to teach him Tao. Wong Lin recognized that Xie possessed a genuine Tao heart, something very rare among mortals. Although such people were not naturally suited for cultivation compared to children with pure hearts. Once they comprehended Tao, their cultivation might remain low but their understanding would become extraordinarily profound, allowing them to travel much farther along the Tao. Nevertheless, Wong Lin knew Xia's aged body could barely withstand spiritual energy, making cultivation extremely difficult. Wong Lin warned him that his remaining lifespan was short and asked whether he had truly considered the consequences. Xie recounted his life, explaining that he had displayed extraordinary literary talent from early childhood, becoming famous throughout the capital while still young. Despite all his achievements, he had always felt confused and oppressed by the world. After retiring to educate younger generations, he expected to spend the rest of his life in that state until a mysterious wind entered his room and inspired him to seek the source of his confusion. His enlightenment by the river made him realize that even if he died, he had to seek Tao. He sincerely asked Wong Lin to accept him as a disciple. Wong Lin examined Xia's eyes and faintly perceived traces of his reincarnation before asking his name. Upon learning that he was called Xie Qing, Wong Lin declared that he had never accepted disciples before, since Xie Qing's enlightenment originated from karma that Wong Lin himself had created. He accepted him as an honorary disciple. Rather than teaching spells, Wong Lin granted him the mountain as a place of cultivation and bestowed only an opportunity for comprehension. Wong Lin pointed between Xie Qing's eyebrows, sending the rotating yin and yang fishes into his mind. Xie Qing immediately fell unconscious. Wong Lin glanced at him one last time before summoning white mist beneath his feet and leaving. One day later, Xianxia awakened with lingering confusion but quietly sat atop the mountain to begin his own solitary comprehension. Wang Lin did not immediately leave planet Qingling. Instead, he visited the chosen immortal clan and presented the mysterious yellow talisman. None of the clan members recognized it, although all of them felt an intense sense of familiarity without remembering its origin. Deep in thought, Wang Lin departed the planet. While traveling through space, he refrained from merging with the world and instead spread his divine sense to search for an ideal cultivation location. Several days later, he discovered a barren yellow planet almost devoid of spiritual energy. After landing, he found the atmosphere filled with deadly miasma that would instantly kill mortals. Though it had no effect on him, he raised a mountain from the ground with a single gesture, created a cave within it, entered, and sat down to cultivate while Ta Shan emerged from his shadow to guard the surroundings. Ta Shan had largely recovered from his injuries and vigilantly protected Wong Lin. As Wong Lin cultivated, the yin and yang fishes reappeared behind him and rapidly absorbed all the remaining spiritual energy on the desolate planet. His originally colorless origin energy gradually transformed until it split into black and white energy. The white energy remained within his body while the black energy circulated outside it, forming a perfect and continuous cycle. Meanwhile, a handsome middle-aged man rode a rapidly moving red cloud toward Wong Lin while holding a bronze mirror whose red line pointed directly toward his destination. Although his appearance remained largely unchanged, he seemed noticeably older than before. His calm eyes concealed a deeply hidden demonic nature like a flickering flame. This man was Yao Yan, who had once sought to save Yao Bingyun and her younger sister. And he was now approaching Wong Lin once again. After finishing his cultivation, Wong Lin suddenly opened his eyes. His eyes shone brightly, while an invisible layer of black gas surrounded him. Inside his body, his origin energy had transformed into white gas that circulated several times faster than before. He quietly realized that his cultivation had reached the state of Dao entering the Dao. Unlike before, he completely understood his current condition. He had previously experienced Dao entering his body through the life and death domain. But this time it was the corporeal manifestation of his karma domain that had entered his body. After pondering briefly, Wong Lin left the mountain. Ta Shan immediately transformed into a shadow and silently followed behind him. Wong Lin stepped forward, merged with the world, and reappeared among the stars before continuing his journey without delay. His first objective was to find Li Yuan and obtain the heart restriction. He resolved that if anyone dared obstruct him, he would deliberately trigger divine retribution and use its power against his enemies while overcoming his own tribulation. Having survived several divine retributions already, he no longer feared them as he once had. Using the map Li Yuan had given him, Wong Lin traveled toward the Li family on planet Annihilation in the southern domain. Although merging with the world greatly increased his speed, his cultivation could not sustain it for long periods, forcing him to pause after each use. Even so, he traveled far faster than ordinary cultivators. When he finally reached the southern domain and prepared to merge with the world again, he suddenly sensed an overwhelming danger. Instantly moving aside, he watched the space where he had been standing collapse violently. A vast red cloud gathered in the distance before condensing into a middle-aged man holding a bronze mirror. The man coldly asked if Wong Lin was Xu Mu. Wong Lin recognized him but said nothing. Instead, he attempted to merge with the world again, only to discover that the surrounding space had already been completely sealed by a mysterious force. The middle-aged man revealed that although he could not use spatial bend, he had calculated Wong Lin's location in advance and had specifically prepared this place to capture him. Without giving Wong Lin any opportunity to respond, he activated the bronze mirror. The surrounding space instantly transformed into a giant mirror, then shattered into countless fragments that were all absorbed into the bronze mirror. Holding the mirror, the man calmly departed, treating Wong Lin's capture as something completely ordinary. Inside the mirror, Wong Lin found himself in a hazy world filled with endless mist and scorching heat. Resembling a gigantic heavenly furnace. Remaining calm, he allowed the white gas within his body to connect with the black gas outside. Together they formed rotating yin and yang fish. And at that moment his cultivation finally advanced into the nirvana scryer stage. A tremendous explosion echoed through the mirror world. Wong Lin floated into the air as an immense aura erupted from his body. The rotating yin and yang fish formed a powerful vortex that swept through the mist, driving it back along with the intense heat. His eyes seemed to contain both the sun and the moon as the black and white energies spun together like intertwining dragons, producing continuous thunderous roars. He then looked upward with a cold gaze. Meanwhile, Yao Yan was traveling through space when he suddenly noticed enormous red clouds rapidly gathering overhead. Unlike ordinary red clouds, these contained terrifying power that immediately made him recognize them as divine retribution clouds. Yao Yan had once reached the early nirvana cleanser stage thousands of years earlier. But for unknown reasons his cultivation had regressed to the middle nirvana scryer stage. He had also lost many memories, especially everything that had happened after leaving the blood planet thousands of years ago. No matter how hard he tried, he could not remember those events. He only vaguely recalled possessing something that had greatly angered the ancestor. Although the ancestor had eventually forgiven him without punishment, since then, his consciousness had often become clouded. His cultivation had steadily declined, and he periodically suffered unbearable headaches accompanied by an overwhelming urge to slaughter countless living beings. Only endless killing seemed capable of easing the agony. Although he initially suppressed these impulses with his cultivation, the regression of his strength caused the pain to worsen until resisting the murderous desire became increasingly difficult. He believed everything was connected to whatever had happened on the blood planet. Yet he could never recover those lost memories. Even Blood God refused to answer his questions. Left with no choice, Yao Yan secluded himself in cultivation, hoping to stop both his regression and his descent into madness while searching for his missing memories. Recently, however, the ancestor ordered him to leave seclusion and kill someone named Shu Mu, providing him with complete information about his target. Upon seeing the divine retribution clouds, an intense shock spread through Yao Yan's soul. The heavenly lightning seemed to be his natural enemy, causing unbearable pain that felt as though a stake had pierced his brain. His eyes turned bloodshot as he roared in agony. Vast origin energy burst from his body. His hair flew wildly, and green light enveloped him. Within that light appeared a demonic face with two horns. The demonic face silently roared toward the divine retribution clouds, causing many of them to collapse. However, the clouds immediately reformed even faster than before. Within moments, the divine retribution clouds expanded to more than 100,000 feet across. A bolt of red lightning descended at unimaginable speed. The pain on Yao Yan's face intensified as the demonic shadow rushed from his body to intercept the lightning and attempted to devour it. The impact nearly destroyed the shadow, while a large portion of the lightning passed through it and entered Yao Yan's body, greatly increasing his suffering. Part of the divine retribution also entered the bronze mirror imprisoning Wong Lin. At that instant, faint cracking sounds emerged from the bronze mirror and rapidly spread. Inside the misty prison, Wong Lin resembled an unsheathed divine sword, surrounded by the roaring storm created by the rotating black and white energies. He charged upward and unleashed heavenly chop. The black and white energies instantly fused into a single gray sword energy that slashed toward the mirror. A tremendous explosion erupted as the bronze mirror in Yao Yan's hand shattered into countless fragments. And Wong Lin calmly stepped out from the destroyed mirror. Wong Lin saw that Yao Yan no longer paid any attention to the bronze mirror or the ancestor's order. Yao Yan clutched his head and roared in unbearable pain as a gigantic ancient demon more than 100 feet tall emerged from him. The demon withdrew its attention from the divine retribution lightning and coldly stared at Wong Lin, who immediately recognized it as an ancient demon. The ancient demon seized Yao Yan and attempted to carry him beyond the range of the divine retribution cloud. At that moment, the cloud roared violently and released 4 bolts of divine retribution lightning. 2 struck toward Wong Lin while the other 2 pursued the ancient demon. Wong Lin calmly faced his share of the tribulation after its power had been divided. He formed a yin and yang diagram with black and white energy before him. The first bolt collided with the diagram, producing a thunderous explosion while the rotating yin and yang vortex absorbed the lightning and forced Wong Lin to retreat. When the second bolt descended, Wong Lin released his origin soul in the form of the ancient thunder dragon, which devoured the divine retribution lightning directly. Although the immense power of divine retribution violently shook his origin soul, the thunder dragon naturally thrived on lightning and returned to Wong Lin's body after roaring. Wong Lin calmly retreated without fear because the ancient demon was bearing half of the heavenly punishment. Meanwhile, the ancient demon continuously retreated while swallowing its 2 bolts of divine retribution lightning. Its body became increasingly indistinct as it silently resisted the heavenly punishment and fled so quickly that even the expanding divine retribution cloud could barely keep pace. Appearing ready to escape with Yao Yan beyond its reach, Wong Lin suddenly shouted toward Yao Yan, using divine sense to send his voice directly into his ears. He reminded Yao Yan of the sisters Yao Bingyun and Yao Mengyun and recalled the scene on Blood Planet where the ancient lamp had devoured a soul. The memories intensified Yao Yan's suffering. His painful roar became even more violent as he stopped fleeing. Veins bulged across his face. His expression became savage, and he desperately screamed for the being inside his body to leave. His eyes turned blood red with madness as though he could directly see the ancient demon extending from himself. The ancient demon's expression darkened. Instead of retreating further, it rapidly separated from Yao Yan and charged toward Wong Lin. Wong Lin immediately summoned the celestial sealing stamp from a stream of white energy. The treasure expanded before him, and with a hand seal he unleashed hundreds of thousands of golden sealing runes toward the ancient demon. At the same time, the divine retribution cloud condensed again and formed more than a dozen enormous red lightning bolts capable of tearing apart space itself. Facing both the sealing runes and the heavenly lightning, the ancient demon silently uttered several words. Its already blurry body became almost impossible to perceive. Instantly, the hundreds of thousands of golden seals lost their target, and the divine retribution lightning also lost its target and turned toward Wong Lin instead. As the heavenly lightning rushed toward him, Wong Lin remained completely calm. He recalled all of the golden seals toward himself as though preparing to seal his own body. At the critical moment, an illusory ancient god furnace suddenly appeared before him, releasing an overwhelming ancient god aura. The ancient demon was stunned and filled with disbelief. Wong Lin smiled strangely and declared that such a minor demon was unworthy of his attention before activating the furnace's mysterious power to exchange their positions. In an instant, Wong Lin and the ancient demon switched places. The ancient demon immediately found itself trapped by hundreds of thousands of golden sealing runes while more than 10 divine retribution lightning bolts crashed down upon it. A world-shaking explosion erupted as the ancient demon suffered the combined assault of the seals and heavenly lightning. It roared furiously as its body nearly collapsed before finally transforming into a weakened demonic seal that shot through the void toward Yao Yan's forehead. Yao Yan became even more ferocious and screamed for the demon to leave. His body went completely berserk as his origin energy erupted outward in an attempt to block the demonic seal from re-entering him. Wong Lin chose not to interfere, since the divine retribution had not yet ended and would only become more powerful. He preferred to let the ancient demon continue sharing the burden while he withdrew. However, just then Wong Lin's expression changed dramatically as a terrifying bloody aura suddenly appeared. Completely fearless of the divine retribution, it rushed directly into the area, followed by an immense blood mist. An ancient voice declared that it was time to end everything. A withered arm emerged from behind Yao Yan, seized the weakened demonic seal, ignored Yao Yan's resisting origin energy, and forcefully pressed the seal back into the space between his eyebrows. Wong Lin's pupils contracted as he recognized the newcomer as the blood god. At the same moment, far away inside the Thunder Celestial Temple, Celestial Lord Qing Shui suddenly opened his eyes. After silently contemplating for a brief moment, he let out a cold snort and disappeared.